Hi everyone, this is Bill from HyGround Tiles. We've decided to put a video together to help tell you how to put the Coliseum system together, and hopefully this will be very helpful for you. There are pieces that are glued and things like that that probably need some instruction. So this is an instructional video how to assemble the Coliseum set. Now, what we have down here, if Carrie can show that, is kind of all the different pieces that can be printed out from the files that are in that set. And I'd like to go over each one of those so that you get an idea of what they are and how they work. What we'll do is we're going to start with the items that get glued, and that will hopefully give you the information you need to move forward with some of these. So we'll start with these items first. These are the support pillars, support towers, I think it's called in the files. This tower is really two pieces, and it gets glued. There's a seam that is right along here that where it is a separate piece, and so that is pretty much one piece, and this is the other piece right here, and they get glued together. Because there's a unique wing system on every one of these, they're separate files. So there's a tower file and a tower top file. They get applied by putting them on some guides that we have along the top, something similar to this. If you see this piece right here, and there's a matching piece like this, and they will get attached like that, but glue them so that they stay permanent. So that's for this one. These are the corner ones. You'll need 4 of those to do a build. This one here is the front and the back of the Coliseum. It has 3. This one has a single one. This has, or excuse me, double. This one has 3 items on it.
I couldn't see the double. It didn't come into my view.
Okay. So the double looks like that, and it's the corner piece. The triple is for the front and back, so it faces with the point going forward. And then the side has 4 pieces to the top, and it has a flat side forward. So those are the 3 main building tower system pieces that you're going to use in this system. It's kind of the support for the entire upper structure, and each one has this part gets glued. We've done that. We separated these pieces so that you would not have to use any supports. There's no supports required for any of these. You'll see that they're hollow. They use very little material, and they just get glued on here so that they're a permanent piece once it's done. This is going to be holding weight on it, and that's why we want you to glue these. All right. Then we have the walls. The wall pieces also are glued, and so in particular, we wanted to do where you can have multiple colors, and so the tile. This is the floor tile, and then there's a roof system piece here with the wall, and so these 3 pieces get glued together, and I'll show you how that looks real quick. So that same piece is right here. This has got the top already glued to it, and this is the base floor tile, and you'll see they have matching little marks right here that simply get put in like that and glued, and it will stay as permanent piece. So that's there's 4 different wall sections. This is one of them. There's a wall side 2 that is also, this one happens to be 4 pieces. There's a base piece, the wall, which is a 3-sided wall. It's got the top, and then also has a banner that can be placed in it if you want. You don't have to, but it's kind of a neat little feature. And so that's the wall side 2. We also have the front wall piece. There's two different front wall pieces. There's this one that has this wing. It's kind of a matching wing that goes along with these, so to give it some, kind of some uniformity. And then we've got the base and the top on that, and they snap on. And again, they have you know, unique pieces, and they're specific to the tile, and they'll just snap in together like that. And the top is the same way. The top piece will snap in just like the bottom piece does, and they line up everything. All you have to do is just put the glue on there and snap them together. Apply a little pressure until it dries, and that should be good. And then there's the other wall system. The other wall is a blank wall like this, and these two walls use the same top and bottom, so there's fewer files with this one, but these two have files that are specific to them for both top and bottom. One of the things that we've done is we're providing a torch so that you can apply it to one of the walls, or any of the walls, or anywhere you like actually. There's no specific clip-on part. This simply glues on to whatever you want to do. But that's the torch system, or that's the torch that we have that's been created. It's two pieces. This part prints. This was printed in gray, but then it's been hand painted. And then the little flame is a separate little file, and that's just red, Hatchbox red PLA. But that's what you can do. And the back side of them look like this. So those are the four wall pieces. There are additional wall pieces. We'll start with this one right here. This is the inside right here. You'll see it's the same wall pattern that you saw on the other ones. And this particular one comes in multiple pieces. So the door is a single file. It's a print. The base is it's a 3 base, and it's all one piece. The top is just one file, and there's a single top. You just glue 3 of them on top like that. It's the same top that's used by both these pieces here, so it's the same file. And then of course the wall. So that is that piece there. It's also a functioning door. So if you kind of get a close look at that, and you can open it up, and it stays shut also if you want to, and it goes both directions if you want to do that. And then we have the big gate that goes in the front of the build if you want to put it there, and pretty much the same thing. The 5 base is a solid single base, prints that way. These two pieces are actually connected by a bar that goes across the top. I don't know if you can see that in there. So this piece is all one piece. And then the top, again, is a single piece, but 5 of them glued down into the little slots that are designed on top there. And that's what that piece is.
And that one functions too, right?
Oh, and this one also works also. You can open it and have it open and stay open like that to let the gladiators or whomever in if you want to. And it also stays shut with, it's just, there's a little pin on the side there. There is a piece that you can or don't have to use, but this is a throne cover. It was designed so you put the throne chairs in here. It kind of gives them a covered area, kind of exaggerates, you know, their whoever's sitting there is kind of like the boss. So anyways, this is printed in multiple pieces. There's this print, and it prints this side down, the smooth side. You'll see it's all flat, and it's got 4 little holes in it. It prints flat like that. And the second part prints like this, and it's the back texture for that item, for that same print. And like we've done in some of our other builds, we use the filament as a guide to glue this in the proper shape, you know, proper placement. And so you just put those in there. We just push them in, and now it's perfectly aligned like that. And you can see that it's going to give it a nice clean finish when you glue it together. And that's what that piece is. This one happens to, when you apply it, it doesn't snap down like this. It actually will be applied by pressing it upwards. And I'll have to show you that this has got wings on it. I can't show you, but you know, when you have your second floor built here, this gets applied on the bottom, and then it will be resting, it'll be held up that way. All right. This here is kind of the shade system that we have, and this is one that has, there's one that's completely closed and this is one that's open, but they're both the same texture, so they have this kind of a wavy look to them. And then what they do is they get glued into this brown bar that I'm showing right here. This is what it looks like when it's printed, and this is where it slides into and gets glued. So this piece right here, you'll see there's a little recess where that gets applied. So that is the other piece that gets glued. You can glue the entire piece together, the curtain set together, but you don't have to. We'll put that together in a minute. A couple more pieces. I keep finding these. All right, so we've also built these little flags if you want to put something like this on your set. It's just a real simple straight flag if you want to put it on. Again, we're using a filament, and you just put your filament inside there. You can glue that if you want or not, if it's whatever you'd like to do. And then this piece here is this is a two-piece unit. This part is the top part right here is one piece, and then there's a bottom piece to it. They get glued together. They have the same locking mechanism as the other ones. And then there's a little tiny hole in the top for the filament. You just put it in there, and now you have your little flag stand if you want. Alright, so now the pieces that are not glued, these are the rest of the components of the build. Again, this was built to be completely modular, so you can build it just about any way that you like. The way that we build it today is just a three-sided building, so that it allows easy access from one side into the arena area. But anyways, you can build it with 3 sides, 4 sides, or even in a hexagon shape if you want. So it really is up to you how you want to do this. Alright, we'll start from the bottom, I guess. So we've created some new textures for our base tiles. You'll see this one. I don't know if how well you can see it. And we also have this. It's the same file right here, but it has kind of a castle stone motif on it, or a design, as opposed to the earth texture on all of our other tile or base tiles. And then we have that in a 16, an 8, a 4, a 2, and a 1. So the entire base system, in essence, comes with this set, and it has the new texture on it for this particular build. We also have a couple new tile textures. So we have a single and a double of what we're calling our floor tile texture, and it's just a pattern to make it look like ceramic tiles or whatever you want to call it. But anyways, that is the floor tile. And then we have the arena sand, which is this texture. You can kind of see that. And again, a single and a double for that. So those are new crown tiles that were created. We also have this crown tile, which is called the seat base tile, and it's got the same texture on the side and on the top. So you can use this for the bleachers area if you want to without a chair on it, just with the regular stonework on it. Or we've created these little chairs that can be used, and they snap right in here, you know, and you can use them for little chairs. And it actually kind of makes a cool little look. But if you don't want to take the time to print those, you don't have to. Just use the regular crown tile. And we have multiple different types of chairs. We have, I think we call this one the commoner chair. This one is a noble chair, and this is like the, I don't know, the king. What do you want to, whatever you want to call it. But there's three different size chairs that can be used. They're large enough. These are large enough to support a 32mm base for your character in here. This one can be much larger, and in fact, if you put multiples of these together, you can actually put a double-based character on here also without any problems. We have a stair system. This prints as one piece, just so you know, and it is, and it prints down like this. This particular one was printed with no supports, but we did have a little bit of a challenge in this lower section where it wasn't nice and clean, so recommend that supports be used on these lower sections if you want it. But in the upper sections, you can see it's pretty clean. So no supports needed, but could be used if you want. And this one we just printed right on the glass bed. No raft or anything, so it works really quite well. It's a long print though. Have fun with that if you want to use it. But it's kind of cool. It will take you from the ground level of the Coliseum to the upper level. Also, we've created a mechanism so that you can put the crown tiles on here of the color and design that you want. So if you wanted to, let's say you had some other, you wanted to use, I don't know, the Stone Road texture, for example, you'd be able to put that on here as well. And you just put these on, and it makes for a nice little stair system. And there you go. Cool little stair system. Okay, and then we have a couple other items here. So kind of the pillars, or the main supports of the building, are really comprised of multiple pieces, right? And they're just different sizes, so you can change the size and shape and whatever you want of your build. We have this cool little fleur-de-lis design that you can put on here. It's a 3-high tile, so you can put that on. If you want to put on, you know, an extension, I think this is like a 7-high extension. You can put that on. And then we've got a crown top. This is, I think it's called a castle top in the files. And you can put that on and be done if you want to do it that way. You can also, you know, there's a 5-high that can be used. You can add that on as well. So anyways, then you can build up as much as you want. I mean, in fact, if you wanted to, you could you know, just keep building up with these guys, and so you can have multiple layers or multiple levels of the Coliseum if you wanted to. So the other thing is too, this top piece here, it will support a character in there. It's flat base, so that there can be a character that can fly up to the top there and do some sniping if they want to. And then, I mean, you can use any style that you want. You know, you don't have to use the fleur-de-lis if you don't want to. You can do something like that. You can just do something like this, where there's, you know, it's really up to you, however you want to make these builds. Part of what we have is, we also have some that, it's the same piece, in essence. This 9-high, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, excuse me, the 7-high tile right here. They're all hollow, so they don't take a whole lot of material, but that one is, we also have 2 other versions of it. We have this version that has 2 little connectors on it, just on one side. There's only one side that the connectors are on. We also have one that has connectors on two sides. So you have the ability to use this piece, which is just an archway. We call it the archway, and it can be connected into that, and it uses the same connection method that we've created for other parts of our system, but it's a little square pin that has little prongs on the side, and then little flexible arms inside there that will receive it and snaps in and is solid. And then that way you can have, now this with this you can start to build, you know, other types of castle buildings or whatever you want to do, but kind of give you an idea. So that really comprises the tower pieces. There is one additional tower piece that we have, and I'll show you that has these same little mechanisms in the top of it, and they are for the supports that are used to hold up the shade, and they just snap right inside here. They only go in one way, so you just snap it in there, and then your banner or your shade goes over here, your curtain here, and you can put on multiple ones if you want, and they go in here like this. So as you put these at the top of your build, you'll be able to, you know, add that feature if you want to. All right. Oh, and then the way that works is real simple. Is in the side of these, there's just these little pins, and I would probably glue these if I was gonna, you know, put these out on a game board or whatever, but they just snap in there and they hold pretty nicely actually, but they're and it makes it look like it's a, you know, taut pulled shade on there with these little indents over here like that.
How do you put the back on from there?
Oh, and the back goes on. I don't have two pieces here, but we'll do this. So put this back in here, these little slots. And then the back piece, the curtain, actually goes on, and it has its own little hole.
Wait, I don't see it.
Okay. This little hole right there, and this just goes inside there, and then it hangs free like that. We did a little experimenting. When these print, they print completely flat right here. But if you put a heat gun on that for a short amount of time, a very short amount of time, it will get some ripples to it and kind of make it look like a little ripply if you want to, like this one has been done. I don't know, it's up to you, whatever you want to do, but just be careful. These pins are pretty precise. They need to be for that connection.
So don't melt them.
Yeah, don't melt them. Yeah, this PLA can melt pretty quick. All right, I think those are all the pieces for this set. Oh, I wanted to say one more thing. This piece here, this is the three-sided wall piece, and I think it's called the side 2 piece. We also have this little thing, this little banner. I guess you can call it a banner, but it's a little piece you can print, and you can put your own designs on it, whatever you'd like to do. This is just an example. But then you can put that piece in these little slots right here, like that, and then when you glue the top on, it's there permanently. And it is movable, you can move it, and we did have someone asking questions if you can hide little characters back there, and yes you can. They'll come out. You can actually put a character in there and close it, and they can be hidden.
A small character.
Small character, yeah. All right, there's that.